right, so ready to unlock the secrets to financial success.
Always ready for that.
Today we're diving deep into pasted text.
Interesting choice.
It outlines 12 habits of wealthy people. But here's the thing. It's not about winning the lottery or anything.
Right.
Pasted text digs into the power of habits, those small, consistent actions that can really add up over time.
Small changes, big impact, right?
Exactly. Ready to get into it.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how pasted text busts that myth that wealth is all about luck. It's more about choices and actions.
Makes sense.
Done consistently, of course, really can change your financial future.
It's like building a financial muscle.
Yeah.
You've got to train it consistently to see those gains.
I like that analogy.
Speaking of training, pasted text talks about paying yourself first.
Okay.
I know you've probably heard that before, but
Yeah.
the way the text explains it, it kind of clicked for me.
How so?
It's about treating savings and investments like a non-negotiable expense. Before you even think about that new phone, those concert tickets, anything fun, put aside 10-20% of your income.
Got it. But how do you actually make that happen?
Well, the text suggests automation is key.
Oh, that makes sense.
Setting up those automatic transfers to your savings or investment accounts. It's like putting your savings on autopilot.
Yeah.
You don't even have to think about it.
I like that.
Less likely to spend that money without thinking.
Out of sight, out of mind. Hurrah.
Exactly. And that leads perfectly into the next habit. Live below your means.
Now, that one can be a bit tricky for some people.
I know, right? People hear that and they think
they have to.
Deprivation,
yeah. Like a monk or something.
Exactly. But that's not what it's about at all.
Pasted text isn't saying you have to live a miserable life.
Right.
It's about being intentional with your money.
Choosing quality over quantity, right?
Exactly. Invest in experiences that really matter to you.
Yes.
And maybe opting for a reliable used car.
Instead of that brand new one.
Yeah, the one that loses value the second you drive it off the lot.
I love that car analogy.
It really gets the point across.
It's not about being cheap. It's about being strategic with your money.
Aligning your spending with your long-term goals.
Exactly. And speaking of long-term goals, let's talk about invest early and consistently.
The magic of compound interest.
It really is powerful, isn't it?
Absolutely. Time is your greatest ally when it comes to investing.
You see those graphs, right?
Oh, yeah.
How much more you gain if you start even just a few years earlier?
Pasted text uses this great example. Imagine investing $100 a month, starting at 25.
Okay.
With a 7% average return.
Yeah.
By 65, you'd have over $240,000. But wait, delay that same strategy by just 10 years.
Oh, no.
Starting at 35, you'd end up with around half.
That's a big difference.
Huge difference.
Just from starting 10 years later.
Time is everything.
Incredible. Speaking of assets, the next habit is about an asset you can always develop. Keep learning.
Love that one. Always be growing.
This isn't just about going back to school, though, right?
Not necessarily.
It's about constantly investing in your knowledge and skills.
Yeah.
Even just 30 minutes a day.
That's all it takes.
Or one book a month, like pasted text suggests.
It can be anything that expands your horizons, hones your skills, keeps you up to date on industry trends.
Makes you more valuable, right?
Absolutely. Can really boost your earning potential over time.
Like constantly adding tools to your toolbox.
Exactly. The more you know, the more adaptable you are.
And that's essential in today's world, right?
Yeah, things change so quickly.
Speaking of adapting, let's talk about multiple income streams.
Right.
This is about not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Diversification.
Exactly. Relying only on one income source can be risky.
What if something happens?
Exactly. Pasted text suggests exploring other income streams.
Like freelance work, side hustles, maybe even passive income.
What do you think about that approach?
I think it's smart to have multiple streams of income.
Provides a safety net, right?
Definitely. Makes you more resilient to economic uncertainty.
And this is where it gets really interesting for our listeners. Think about your skills and interests.
What are you passionate about?
Could you turn a hobby into a side hustle? Offer your expertise as a freelancer?
So many possibilities.
Maybe even create online courses or sell digital products.
Pasted text really encourages that entrepreneurial spirit.
I love that. Looking for opportunities to leverage your talents.
Create income beyond your 9 to 5.
Thinking outside the traditional employment box.
Exactly. It's about taking control of your financial future.
Okay, curious about your thoughts on the next habit: network with successful people.
Surrounding yourself with the right people.
Exactly. Pasted text emphasizes that so much.
It's so important.
It even tells a story about how a 5-minute conversation led to a life-changing opportunity.
That's amazing.
Attending industry events, joining groups.
Even connecting with people online, on social media.
Expanding your circle.
Learning from those who have achieved what you want to achieve.
And speaking of aspirations, let's move on to set clear financial goals.
This is where things get specific.
Ditch those vague, I want to be rich statements.
Get real with what you want.
What strategies does pasted text recommend?
Be specific. Instead of save more, aim for save $10,000 for a down payment.
By a specific date.
Exactly. Or be debt-free by this date. Clear targets keep you motivated.
It's like having a roadmap.
You know where you're going and how to get there.
Makes you feel more in control, right?
Absolutely. Gives you a sense of purpose.
But setting goals is one thing, achieving them is another.
That's where the hard work comes in.
It takes practicing self-discipline.
The key ingredient, for sure.
And that can be a challenge, right?
It is. We all have moments of weakness.
Those tempting splurges.
Pasted text acknowledges that. Self-discipline is like a muscle.
It needs to be trained.
Start small. Don't try to change everything overnight.
Remember that example about cooking at home more?
Yeah, instead of ordering takeout all the time.
Those little acts of financial restraint add up.
They do.
Yeah.
Both in your wallet and in strengthening your discipline.
But it's not all about penny pinching.
No.
There's a habit in pasted text that actually surprised me.
What is it?
Stay healthy.
Okay.
Really emphasizing the importance of taking care of yourself.
I like that.
It's often overlooked when talking about wealth.
Right. We think it's all about the money.
But pasted text reminds us that health issues can cost money.
Yeah, medical bills can be a huge drain.
And they sap your energy, making it harder to work and earn.
It's true.
It's about seeing your health as an investment.
And your future.
Making sure you eat well, exercise, sleep enough.
All those basic things.
They all contribute to your financial well-being, too.
It's a holistic approach.
Exactly. And speaking of being holistic, there's another habit.
Okay.
That might sound tedious, but is really powerful.
What is it?
Track every dollar.
Ooh, that one can be a bit eye-opening.
It really is. It's about becoming a financial detective.
Figuring out where your money goes.
Yeah, pasted text suggests using apps, spreadsheets.
Even a notebook.
Whatever works for you.
The important thing is to track it somehow.
I tried it, and I was shocked at where my money was going.
Most people are.
It was like a wake-up call.
Tracking gives you that awareness.
Helps you make better decisions.
You might discover you're spending a fortune on things you don't even need.
Right. Once you have that awareness, you can make changes.
Redirect that money toward your goals.
Okay, ready for a habit that might challenge your thinking?
Hit me with it.
Embrace failure as a lesson.
Now that's an interesting one.
Pasted text offers a really refreshing perspective on failure.
Okay.
Not as a setback or weakness.
But as what?
As an integral part of learning.
That's a good way to look at it.
Every successful person has failed at some point, right?
Of course.
It's how they responded, how they learned from it.
That's what makes the difference.
Turning those failures into opportunities for growth.
That's a powerful mindset shift.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, there's one more habit I want to mention.
Okay.
It might seem out of place, but pasted text really emphasizes it.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Give back.
Give back.
Yeah.
How does that tie into wealth?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But pasted text highlights generosity as a common trait among wealthy people.
Interesting.
It's not just about donating to charity, though.
Okay.
It's about contributing to something bigger than yourself.
I see.
Supporting a cause, volunteering your time, mentoring others.
Makes sense. So what's the connection to wealth?
Pasted text suggests that giving back fosters abundance and gratitude.
Okay.
Which can actually create opportunities and attract more wealth.
So it's not about giving to get.
Right. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset
to an abundance mindset.
Where you believe there's enough for everyone.
That's powerful.
And that by giving, you're actually multiplying your own blessings.
That's a concept worth exploring further.
It is. It's about recognizing that true wealth encompasses more than just money.
Agreed.
It's about cultivating generosity.
Making a positive impact.
But we'll dive deeper into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Looking forward to it. Back again for more on those wealth-building habits.
Pasted text has been pretty insightful so far, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Lots to unpack.
We just talked about giving back.
Yeah, not just about feeling good, but
potentially attracting more abundance.
Right, kind of a ripple effect.
It's a really interesting idea.
It is. But pasted text also reminds us that turning those aspirations into reality.
It takes work, doesn't it?
It does, especially with all those temptations around.
That's where practicing self-discipline comes in.
Number what on the list?
Let's see, that's the next one up, yeah.
Okay, gotta stay focused.
And honestly, that one can be tough for me.
I hear that.
It's easy to know what you should do,
but actually doing it.
Yeah, there's a disconnect sometimes.
Pasted text gets that. Self-discipline isn't something you're just born with.
Right, it's more like
a muscle you build.
Through practice.
Exactly, just like physical exercise.
And maybe it's better to start small.
Yeah, instead of overhauling everything at once.
You remember that example about cooking more meals at home?
Instead of eating out all the time?
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that.
It's so easy to overspend on takeout in restaurants.
It seems like nothing at the time.
But those little expenses add up.
So true. Pasted text says those small things can be real budget drainers.
It's like death by 1,000 cuts.
Exactly. And by cutting back, you not only save money, but
you build that discipline muscle.
Like a positive feedback loop.
The more you practice, the easier it gets.
And then you can make those bigger financial decisions.
Ones that really impact your future.
Exactly. Which leads us to track every dollar.
Ugh. Sounds like a chore.
I know, but pasted text really stresses how important it is.
You gotta know where your money's going.
It's true. Lots of people don't really track their spending.
They have a vague idea, maybe.
But no real system.
Right. Pasted text suggests apps, spreadsheets.
Even a simple notebook.
Whatever works for you.
As long as you're doing it consistently.
Yeah, that's the key.
I used to think budgeting was all about restrictions and feeling deprived.
I get that.
But when I actually started tracking, it was eye-opening.
What did you learn?
I was spending way more than I thought.
On stuff you didn't even need, probably.
Exactly. And it wasn't even making me happy.
That's the power of tracking.
It gives you awareness, then you can make changes.
You become empowered to decide where your money goes.
Instead of it just disappearing.
Exactly. Okay, ready for another perspective shift?
Always. What's next?
It's about embracing failure as a lesson.
I like that. Especially when it comes to money, there are going to be ups and downs.
Oh yeah, you can't avoid it.
Pasted text really reframes failure.
How so?
It says to see it not as defeat, but as part of the process.
Part of the journey toward success.
What resonated with me was the emphasis on learning from mistakes.
Everyone makes them.
But successful people figure out how to
turn those failures into lessons.
Analyze what happened, adapt to their approach.
Exactly, that's what sets them apart.
Instead of being afraid to fail.
See those setbacks as opportunities.
For growth, for learning.
That's a much healthier way to look at it.
Okay, now this next habit might seem a little out of place.
Curious.
It's about giving back.
We touched on this earlier, but
I wanted to explore it a little more.
Makes sense, it's an important one.
Pasted text says generosity is a common trait among wealthy people.
Okay.
And it's not just about the money.
About what?
Recognizing that true wealth is more than just financial abundance.
I see.
It's about making a positive impact on the world.
Okay, but how does that tie into building wealth?
Well, pasted text suggests a few things.
Okay, I'm listening.
First, generous people tend to attract more abundance.
Not because they're expecting something in return.
Right. It's more about
putting out positive energy.
Which can lead to unexpected opportunities and connections.
Interesting.
And pasted text also highlights the importance of gratitude.
Being thankful for what you have.
When you focus on that, you shift your mindset.
From scarcity to abundance.
Which can impact your financial well-being.
Makes sense.
It's not about giving to get.
It's about cultivating a mindset.
Of abundance, of gratitude.
Recognizing that we're all interconnected.
And the more we contribute to others,
the more we ultimately benefit ourselves.
Pasted text even says, the more you give,
the more you receive.
Definitely a concept worth pondering.
I agree.
Okay, we've talked about a lot of habits.
A lot to think about.
But there's one crucial element that ties everything together.
What's that?
Consistency.
It's not a one-time thing.
Right. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint.
Small, consistent actions day after day.
That's what leads to those big long-term results.
It's like that compound interest principle, but for your habits.
The more consistently you invest
in yourself, in your financial well-being,
the greater the returns you'll see down the line.
You're not going to get rich quick.
It takes time, it takes effort.
And it takes consistency.
Now, this next habit might seem obvious.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's stay healthy.
Why does pasted text emphasize that so much?
It highlights the connection between our physical and financial well-being.
They're not separate things.
When we're healthy, we have more energy.
Yeah, to go after our goals.
We're more productive, less likely to have big medical bills.
which can really drain your finances.
It's about seeing your health as an investment.
In your future.
Taking care of yourself so you can actually enjoy your wealth.
Makes sense.
Exercise, healthy food, enough sleep.
All important.
And managing stress.
That one's tough these days.
It is, but it's all part of a holistic approach.
To wealth building.
Not just about money, but about your overall well-being.
Mind, body, and spirit.
And speaking of cultivating a lifestyle, there's one more habit.
Okay, lay it on me.
It's about shifting your internal landscape.
Interesting. What is it?
Cultivate a positive mindset.
Oh, I like that one already.
The idea that our thoughts and beliefs
can shape our reality.
Can you explain that a little more?
Pasted text gets into the power of the subconscious mind.
Okay.
Our beliefs about money, about wealth, about our own potential.
They can either help us or hold us back if we're always thinking negative thoughts.
Like, I'll never be rich.
Or money's evil.
It's going to be hard to attract wealth.
So how do we change those beliefs?
Pasted text suggests becoming aware of those limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Once you know what they are, you can challenge them.
Replace them with positive affirmations.
Exactly. Like, instead of thinking, I can't afford that,
you might say,
I'm attracting abundance into my life.
And I'm open to new opportunities.
That will help me reach my goals.
I love that. It's like reframing your relationship with money.
Seeing it as a tool for good.
A resource to create the life you want.
And to make a positive impact on the world.
Pasted text also talks about surrounding yourself with positive influences.
People who lift you up.
If you're around people who are always complaining about money,
or have a scarcity mindset,
it's going to rub off on you.
You need to be around people who inspire you.
Who believe in you and your potential.
Who support your financial journey.
Okay, one last thing I want to touch on.
Before we wrap up.
Yes. Pasted text keeps coming back to this idea.
Ooh.
Develop strong financial literacy.
It's not just about knowing how to budget.
It goes deeper than that.
It's about understanding how money works.
Managing your finances effectively.
Making informed investment decisions.
What does pasted text recommend for improving financial literacy?
Reading books and articles, taking online courses,
attending seminars and workshops,
even talking to financial advisors.
Be proactive. Never stop learning.
The financial world is constantly changing.
You have to keep up.
It's like any other area of expertise.
The more you learn, the more confident you become.
Pasted text also stresses critical thinking.
When it comes to financial advice.
Not all advice is good advice.
You have to do your research.
Ask questions, understand the risks.
Before you jump into anything.
Don't blindly follow anyone.
Be a savvy consumer of financial information.
Make sure it aligns with your goals.
And your risk tolerance.
Exactly.
Wow, we've covered a lot in this part of our deep dive.
Pasted text is packed with information.
So many habits that can lead to greater wealth.
And financial freedom.
But the journey continues.
There's still more to explore.
We'll be back for the final part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
Back for the final part of our pasted text deep dive.
It's been quite a journey.
We've covered so much ground already.
From automating your savings
to embracing failure as a learning opportunity.
Pasted text really emphasizes that holistic view
of wealth building.
It's not just about the money.
It's about creating a lifestyle
that supports your financial well-being.
Recognizing that it's all connected.
Your financial health.
Your physical health, mental well-being.
It's all intertwined.
Pasted text says true wealth is about more than just money.
It's about living a fulfilling life.
With purpose and meaning.
And that includes taking care of yourself.
That's why stay healthy is one of those 12 habits.
It's an investment in your future.
When you're healthy,
you have more energy to work towards your goals.
More productive, fewer medical expenses.
It's about recognizing that your health is valuable.
Protecting it, nurturing it.
Making time for exercise, eating well, getting enough sleep.
Managing stress.
Creating a lifestyle that supports you.
Both physically and financially.
And speaking of a supportive lifestyle.
This next habit is all about your internal world.
Cultivate a positive mindset.
The idea that our thoughts can shape our reality.
Pasted text really digs into that.
Can you explain that a bit more?
It's about the power of the subconscious mind.
Okay.
Our beliefs about money, about wealth.
About our own potential.
They can either empower us or limit us.
So if you're always thinking negative thoughts,
I'll never be rich, things like that,
it's going to be tough to attract wealth.
Your thoughts create your reality.
So how do we change those negative beliefs?
Pasted text says, become aware of them.
Recognize those limiting beliefs.
Once you know what they are, you can challenge them.
Replace them with more positive ones.
Affirmations that support your growth.
Can you give us some examples?
Instead of, I can't afford that, say, I'm attracting abundance.
I'm open to new opportunities.
That will help you reach my goals.
Reframing your relationship with money.
Seeing it as a tool to create the life you want.
Pasted text also talks about surrounding yourself with the right people.
Positive influences who inspire you.
Avoid those who are always complaining about money.
People with a scarcity mindset.
You need to be around people who believe in you.
Who support your financial journey.
Okay, one last thing from pasted text.
The final piece of the puzzle.
Develop strong financial literacy.
This goes beyond basic budgeting.
Understanding how money works on a deeper level.
Managing your finances effectively.
Making smart investment decisions.
What does pasted text recommend for that?
Reading books and articles on personal finance.
Taking online courses, attending workshops.
Even talking to a financial advisor.
The key is to be proactive.
Never stop learning about money.
The financial world is constantly changing.
You have to keep up with it.
It's like any other skill.
The more you learn, the more confident you become.
Pasted text also reminds us to think critically.
When it comes to financial advice,
don't just take everything at face value.
Do your research, ask questions,
understand the risks involved.
Make sure any strategy you choose
aligns with your goals and your risk tolerance.
Don't blindly follow anyone.
Be an informed consumer of financial information.
We've learned so much from pasted text today.
It's been a deep dive into those wealth-building habits.
Habits that can lead to greater financial freedom.
Remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
Which of these habits resonated most with you?
What one small step can you take today to implement it?
Even the smallest actions, done consistently,
can create remarkable results.
What will your first step be?
Start small, be consistent.
Watch those changes compound over time.
That's the power of habits.
And that wraps up our deep dive into pasted text.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Building wealth is a journey we can all take.
One step at a time.
Embrace the process, enjoy the ride.
Never stop learning and growing.
Until next time, stay curious and motivated.
Keep striving for financial freedom.